So ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome again to tabbytalks.com. Today we're going to look at something very important that is to do with programming. Programming is very important because it helps us to come up with algorithms that help to solve the current problems and the future problems. So we're going to be looking at the 15 main languages which are used every day in programming. We shall look at the languages such as Java, Python, C#, C++, PHP, Swift, and many others. So after looking at these languages, we shall also look at how they are used and how we can apply them. And then from there, you will get a guide and a way or a knowledge on which languages you can use and you can apply in your field of study. Otherwise, thank you and keep watching so that you get the knowledge that you need. So we have more than 10, actually around 15 most popular programming languages that are mostly used and very important. So to start with, we shall look at one of them, which is Java. Then we shall go ahead and look at what is the use of Java, and then we see how we can apply it in our daily lives. So Java is a very important high-level object-oriented programming language which is used to create and complete applications. This language is a platform independent which allows you to run on any device that support any environment. So when you're using Java, here you can make mobile applications that run on mobile OS such as Android and iOS. Then you can also make cloud applications. This involve like coming up with web-based application like dynamic website. You can also use Java to come up with machine learning algorithm, and then you can also do data visualization, data processing. This involves working with big data, especially in big organizations such as Google, Microsoft, and Meta. So whenever you are dealing with a very big, very huge organization like YouTube itself, is that you need to have a language to come up with algorithm that will help you to deal with this big data. So that's how to use Java. Java is a very important language that we need to focus on, and I encourage everyone who want to go into programming to first look at Java as something good. The second one is Python. Python is also some of the language which is really on the market because Python is an interpreted high-level general-purpose programming language and is one of the most popular languages for the rapid development. When you have the knowledge of Java, of course, you can do website development, both dynamic and static. You can do data analysis, and that involves doing a lot of data like processing and then analyze, and then from there you give advice to different managers in different organizations. And then this also help us to come up with data visualization. We can also do task automation and machine language because of its ability to use in the artificial intelligence industry. So Python is very important. First of all, when you want to use Python, it is a language which is very easy to use because of its simple syntax, and it does not need really so profession in other languages. Like any person can start learning Python because its syntax is very easy to understand, just the same way you write other languages, the normal languages. So normally Python is very important, and I would encourage anyone who want to dive into programming to think of Python. Number 3 is C++ or C#. C++ is a language which is general purpose, compiled and statistically uh, type programming languages known as C, on the sometimes with the class C++. So C++ is an extension of C from different generations. So it has a functionality which are user defined into classes. So normally we have the classes and then the attributes and the entries within these classes. So C++ is known for browser rendering, common browsers like Internet Explorer, like Chrome, Firefox. So normally it's when you want to do rendering with different browsers, you can use that. Then we have device operating system. Of course, these are operating systems that run on either mobile devices or computer devices. Mobile devices, operating systems such as Android and the OS. Then the computers devices, we have like Microsoft Windows, and then we have like the Linux and so we have different kind of operating system that can really be used, which C++ can run on. Then you can also do video gaming, especially if you have that plan of working in the entertainment industry. So guys in the US or also in California, you want to go and do big thing in Hollywood. So I would love that you get some skill in C++ so that you can come up with some video games that will simulate or what the reality or what the real thing will come after. So they are also about cloud systems. Cloud system, of course, these are systems that support networking from different geographical area. So because there's need of this network for organization to share services, of course now we need to come up with algorithms that allow that. Banking applications are very important to do with banking because of its security and the coming up with applications which are so authentic, and yeah, that one is really so important. So C++ is something good to go with. The other important language is JavaScript. A JavaScript is a dynamic scripting language which is used for adding interactive behavior to web pages and applications. So JavaScript is the main way developers use JavaScript is to manage behavior and user experiences of website. Of course, we've seen we can come up with website using Python, and even Java you can come up with website, but then we need the language that really adds more user-friendly behaviors and experiences, and that is JavaScript. So we use JavaScript for web development, mobile development, interactive design, and data visualization. The fifth one is C#. C# is a general purpose object-oriented and content-oriented programming language developed around 2000 by Microsoft as part of its .NET initiative. So the C# is based on the C family of languages and has similarity to C and C++, Java and JavaScript. So you can see around 2000, Microsoft as a company came up with this part as a .NET initiative, and it was it lies in the family of C and C++. So normally it is used for object oriented, and it helps a lot in mobile development, desktop development, website development, enterprise application, and the cloud services, and then video games. So it is also a very, very, very important language. Number 6 is SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. A structured query language is a relational database management language which is used to create database and enable data being inserted, modified within the database. So SQL is an industry standard structure query language that's used for creating, defining, implementing, and assessing and maintaining a relational database. So normally this has been growing steadily at a rate of 133%, but it was replaced in the top 5 by the C#, which is growing at rate of 173. So but I know SQL is still highly used with other programming language like PHP. So normally it's very important, especially when you want to go into database management. You want to be a database administrator. I would encourage that you really think about SQL language. Number 7 is something to do with C. A C language is known for enterprise application, operating systems, video gaming, calculation-based application, and programming language development. So a C is a general purpose, statistically typed and compiled programming language, and it's the foundational programming language that became known as the mother of all languages. So mostly this one was one of the first languages to come, and it really works hand in hand with C++, C#, and Python. Then number 8 is a very important language which is mainly known for web development, both desktop and cloud web development, static and dynamic. So that's to say with PHP. This is a scripting language which is widely used as open source and general purpose scripting, and it is especially suited for web development. Mainly, actually 80% of the websites you see online, they are developed using Python. I mean PHP. PHP is a script language, and it can be used to come up with this dynamic website. So like the most components that run on Facebook is a PHP, and then other important websites that are running online. It goes hand in hand with other languages like HTML. HTML is the hypertext markup language, which is really help when you are coming with web pages. And we also have the CSS. This is cascading style sheet for styling the web pages that we have developed so that they become user friendly and really enjoyable and interactive to people outside there. Let's talk about Go. Go, as you hear the word Go, is an object-oriented programming language that Google created in 2009 for networking and infrastructure. So normally this was developed mainly for networking because this is because of its wide range of application and how Google wanted to network with different other partners and clients. So they had to come up with this language for cloud development, back-end development, distributed networks, and general development. So this is very important language. So the other one, number 10, is the Swift. Swift is also open source, general purpose, and focus on performance, safety, and design patterns, which is very, very important. Performance, that is how speed is it, how accurate is it, and then safety is, of course, we mind about safety in our daily, especially in the cyber and world where most of the things are going digital. So it's very important to mind about how you protect the privacy of people using your system. That's why Swift is known for that, and this was designed by Apple that replaced the Objective-C. Swift is the Go language for iPhone. Most people in developed countries like US, Europe, and other countries. So when I talk of iPhone, you know what iPhone can do, you know what iPad can do, you know what Mac iOS can do. So normally the Swift language is a language that was developed by Apple company to run on those devices and those operating systems. And we said mainly developed and developed because developed and used because of its ability to make good performance and deliver safety and design patterns. We have number 11 with Kotlin. Kotlin is really a cross-platform, general-purpose language designed for safety. Like Swift, this is also designed for safety, productivity, and developer satisfaction. And it can work hand in hand with Java. So normally this one, because if you have to remember from the start, we said Java is mostly known for mobile application. So Kotlin is also used for Android development. Android is an OS that runs on mobile devices. This works on the back end in the Android development environment, and we also use this for data science. Ruby is also number 12 of the languages which is needed because of its dynamic and open source, and focusing on high level of productivity. So with Ruby you can come up with web development, you can come up with games, you can do scientific computing, you can do data processing and many other things, even data analysis. So it's a very big language and a very good language that you guys should think of. TypeScript is also a very good language which is open source, object oriented, and has an extension of JavaScript. So JavaScript, we say it is a language which is mainly used to ensure that it brings that user satisfaction in the web development. So working hand in hand with TypeScript, this we can come up with web development, mobile development, and then we have enterprise level development. So with that is a very good language that we have to think of and really start using. Then we have number 14, which is the second class. It's called the Scala. Scala is a high-level statistical typed programming language that combines object-oriented and functional programming. It's a really very good programming approach for programming markets in ideal, and this includes working on big data, distributed systems in a network, mobile application, especially Androids, and then other devices. So mostly we need to ensure that when you're using Scala, this work hand in hand with Java code libraries to come up with these mobile applications and the website, and also work on big data. Then the number 15, which is the last on the list, is ALLA. ALLA is used for statistics and the data analysis. Of course, this is so much important in nowadays. Every organization that learns today has the data. These are raw facts and figures that we work with every day when we are executing our tasks. So every company, every organization, whether small or big, have data that need to be processed and analyzed, and then help the managers to come up with big decisions. So ALLA is known for that, and this is also an open source programming language for statistics, and also researchers and scientists use ALLA for data visualization and analysis. So I encourage you guys to choose one of these in the list and see which one can work for you depending on your career and your vision, and you will be helped, and everything will go on. Programming is a very big career, because when you are a programmer, you bring problems into solution. You look at the problems in the community, then come up with algorithm which will help to solve this problem. This problem can come from different sectors, like financial, can come from research, can come from military, it can come from or maybe weather forecasting. So we have a lot of challenges that need to be solved, and because of that, that's why we need programmers. And I encourage you to really think a lot and think big in this, so that we can see how we can make our world be the best world to live on. Remember to also follow us on tebitalks.com, so that you can get more videos related to technology and business, and then everything gonna be well. Thank you. My name is Francis. Let's catch up in the next video.